Hey guys, it's Mo, and today we are doing the last part in my three-part series of books that I'm trying to get to in 2020 that I already own. Trying to just get that number of books that are on my shelves that are unread down. So today I'm going to show you 12 mystery thrillers. I love reading mystery thrillers. I can read them so fast. If they're really good, I get through a mystery thriller so quickly, like 1 or 2 days, because I just have to know the ending, and I don't read anything as quickly as I do this genre of books. So the ones I'm going to be talking about are books that I already own, and the first one is The Trap by Melanie Rabes. So I like to go into my mystery thrillers not really knowing a ton of what's going on in this book. I'll probably just let you guys know what the I forget the word for it, like the catchphrase or the blurb on the back, like just not the actual like description of it, because sometimes reading those gives you a bit too much information that you might not want to know before going into the book. Okay, it says she has set the perfect trap for her sister's murderer, but is he really the killer? And Elle magazine describes this as a winding psychological thriller. If you think you know what's going on, you're probably wrong. So this book better be good, because I am just dying for some really good mystery thriller books this year. Next we have The Crow Girl by Eric Axel Sund. I don't know what it is about this cover, but it just really draws me in, and I just love the illustration style they chose to go with for this book. And this one is a Swedish crime thriller. Tips to make a killing, follows in the footsteps of Stieg Larsson and Henning Mankell. It's described as dementedly dark, a page-turner, a pulse-pounding thriller with a heady mix of graphic violence, noirish thrills, and social commentary. So I haven't read a lot of Nordic noir books, so hopefully this one is good. Then we have All These Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Kleefoff. I hope I said her last name right. The blurb on the front is from Cecily von Ziegesar, who wrote the Gossip Girl books, which I haven't heard anything about that author lately. That's funny, but she says, lured me right in and kept me enthralled. A compelling mystery, the story of a long game revenge played out between generations. The full blurb on the back says, the book lured me in right away, kept me enthralled to the end. She brings to life with an insider's precision the beautiful and terrifying personalities at an elite New England boarding school, while cunningly unspooling a gripping mystery across decades. So it's like this one is a debut novel. I know a few people have read this book, but I can't remember now like what they thought about it. If you guys have read any of these as I mentioned them, let me know down below if they lived up to your expectations of a mystery thriller or not. Next we have Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. We thought it was just a story until it came true. So this one I believe is a young adult mystery novel. It's been 5 years since Mia and Bryn murdered Summer Marks, their best friend, in the woods. So that's the opening there for that book. And how Love Lauren stopped being a story and became real. Next we have an arc that I received of Salvation Station by Catherine Schleich. This one is described as a must-read mystery, blends together a taut tale of murder in the church, an edge-of-the-seat, page-turning thriller that might possibly leave you unable to sleep. So I feel like every book is described as being on your edge of your seat, page-turning thriller, but very few of them ever end up living up to that hype, unfortunately. Then we have 2 books from Mary Kubica. They have been sitting on my shelves forever, so I just need to get to them because I haven't read anything by her. I need to know whether I like this author or not. We have Pretty Baby and The Good Girl. I think I started The Good Girl a couple years ago, but it just didn't really pull me in, and so I set it down. I haven't come back to it yet, but I'm gonna give this one another try. It's described as a twisty roller coaster ride for fans of Gone Girl will embrace this equally, the sticker covers some of it, this equally, I think it says elusive, inventive tale. Yeah, it looks like a lot of comparisons to Gone Girl, which I know for a time was the book that every book was being compared to. And then for Pretty Baby, I guess this was the author's debut, was this one, and then this one is a thriller. A lot of the same things described as being a psychological book, hard to put down, it's compulsive, basically all the general things you read on a thrillers blurbs. Next we have a very popular book, and I just need to get to this one, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessel. This one is says you'll miss your subway stop, let dinner burn, and start sleeping with the lights on. This one is a mixed media book, I know, and I love when books incorporate that kind of thing into the format. It's described as a gripping story of one man's search for the truth about the life and death of a beautiful young woman. Hair-raising mystery, parts family drama, horror movie, and jigsaw puzzle. That makes me so excited to read this book. I don't know why I did not put that book on my January TBR. It must be on the February one for sure, at least. Next we have Perfect Days by Rafael Montes. This one is a twisted young medical student kidnaps the girl of his dreams and embarks on a dark and delirious road trip across Brazil in the English language debut of Brazil's most celebrated young crime writer. This book I have meant to get to for so long, and I don't know why it's so short. It's like 260 pages, which is like pretty short, I feel like, for a novel in general, especially for a thriller, or a mystery. I don't really know if these ones are going to end up being like that thrilling for me. Books, it takes a lot for me to be more like thrilling. I feel like they're more like mysteries, everything that I end up reading. And then the last three I'm going to go over really quickly because I already have talked about them this month in my January TBR video. And the first one was my December Book of the Month pick, The Wives by Taryn Fisher. He comes over on Thursday of every week. That's my day. I'm Thursday. Sometimes I wonder about the other days and if they wonder about me. Little good that does. If you wonder too hard, you get everything wrong. I believe we're following a polygamist relationship that ends up in some type of murder or mystery or something, and I have never read anything like that, so we'll see how that goes. Then we have Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. This one is a literary courtroom thriller about an immigrant family and a young single mother accused of killing her autistic son. This one I've heard so many good things about, so I just need to get around to reading it. Then lastly, a much talked about book, The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. She also wrote The Woman in Cabin 10, which is a book I loved so much, so I'm excited to get to this one. This one is her fourth book, and I know we're following a girl who gets an inheritance from someone who claims to be her grandmother but isn't really, but she decides to take it anyway, and that's pretty much all I know about that one. So those are all of the mysteries slash thrillers that I am looking forward to getting to in 2020. This was, like I said, the last video in this little series I'm going to be putting up. I considered doing one maybe for like young adults or historical fiction or like literary contemporary fiction, but I just wanted to focus on these three genres specifically. I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much expectation. That's it for this video. Let me know if there's any mystery or thriller books that you think I should definitely prioritize for 2020 that you've read, or if you have any thoughts on the ones that I've mentioned in the video, go ahead and leave those comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up to date once I actually read all of these books and see my thoughts and opinions on them. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!